Guys, going into week 10, we have to start talking about the playoffs because the playoffs, guys, is near. We're more than halfway in the NFL season. I have to talk about the NFL war, the standing, who's in, who's out, who's on the bubble, who's winning the division, what are the top 6 teams. We're going to talk about all these things, playoff contentions right now. The NFC West, we have the Seattle Seahawks, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Cardinals. You see the Seattle Seahawks right now, they are winning the division by 2 games ahead of the 49ers with a 6-3 record. They are one of the biggest surprises of the year. Everybody counted them out in the beginning of the season once they traded Russell Wilson, but Geno Smith, guys, is putting the Seattle Seahawks on the map. Who, guys, is going to be here to compete with the NFC West? Seattle Seahawks. They are putting up points. Right now, in the past 3 weeks, their defense has played pretty solid enough to win games, blow teams out, score more than 10 points over the opposing team, and actually win these games. Geno Smith is playing lights out. DK Metcalf is doing what he always does, is dominate. Tyler Lockett is playing good, and Kenneth Walker, baby, come on. We cannot forget about Kenneth Walker. Yes, the 49ers in this division is a huge threat with Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and the whole offensive arsenal is going to be very great to see in the whole NFC West. But right now, the Seattle Seahawks have a 2-game lead. The San Francisco Niners are going to come back from a bye week now that Christian McCaffrey has had a full week and a half of offensive schemes and practices. It's going to be very dangerous and interesting to see how they utilize both McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel in their offense. Next, guys, is the NFC South with the Bucs, the Falcons, the Saints, and the Panthers. Right now, the Panthers are probably one of the worst teams in the NFL, if not the worst team. They clearly cannot get their offense to click. They traded basically everybody that is decent in that team, and I just don't see them making the playoffs, so let's not even talk about them. Next, the Saints. Now, even though the Saints have a 3-6 record, Falcons have 4-5 record, and the Bucs are 4-5 record, it's still a pretty close race, right? Even though I think the Bucs will probably get out of this division as the division winner, the Bucs offense clearly needs some help. They're bottom 5 right now in offensive strategies and just points to score. But I do believe Tom Brady will not miss a playoff this year. In my opinion, I probably believe this is going to be the last year for Tom Brady, and he wants to try to come out with a bang. I just don't think they're going to make a huge push into the playoffs, but we will see what happens. We can never count him out entirely. The NFC North gets very interesting. The Minnesota Vikings have a clear grip on this division. I do not see the Packers, Bears, or the Lions actually competing with the Vikings. The Vikings have a 7-1 record, Packers 3-6, Bears 3-6, and the Detroit Lions 2-6. I clearly don't see it. Aaron Rodgers has pulled many rabbits out the hat, but this season, guys, this offense is not there. Aaron Rodgers is different. You could clearly tell that the departure of Devontae Adams is clearly affecting the whole Green Bay Packers offense. The defense is not up to par. I just don't see it competing. The Minnesota Vikings will most likely win this division. The NFC East is probably one of the toughest divisions in football right now. The Philadelphia Eagles are 8-0, the Cowboys 6-2, the Giants 6-2, and surprisingly, the Washington Commanders, they're actually competing. I do believe the Eagles have a tough pill to swallow at the end of the season, where they do play the Giants 2 times and the Cowboys a couple times. So the last couple weeks, the last 6 weeks of the season is going to be very huge for the Eagles. I do believe they'll probably get very competitive around week 11 when they play the Giants. That's going to be a game to watch, and most likely will have their undefeated streak on the edge. I do believe one of these 3 teams right here will most likely win this division, and the second one will make it into the playoffs. And unfortunately, the third one will not make the playoffs because of those division losses, and those are the NFC side. For the AFC West, we start with Kansas City Chiefs, the Chargers, Broncos, and the Raiders. The Raiders, guys, they're not playing good football right now. They just blew a 20-point lead against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Devonta Adams is playing pretty darn good, but the rest of the offense is not there. Their defense is giving up points at crucial ends of the game, or crucial parts of the game, and they cannot close out these games. The Broncos, maybe now that they won last week, maybe Russell Wilson and this offense could start to click. They just traded Bradley Chubb, the Miami Dolphins. So now how will that defense play apart the Chargers? Even though the Chargers are giving up close games and they are basically competing in a 1-possession game, the Chargers are still pulling out wins with a 5-3 record. The Chiefs, you can never count out the Chiefs, and I do believe the Chiefs will probably most likely win this division. can never count out Patrick Mahomes with a 6-2 record. To the AFC South with the Titans, Colts, Jaguars, and the Texans. Again, I don't believe the Texans will compete in this division or even make the playoffs, so we won't talk about the Texans. The Jacksonville Jaguars, guys, even though they have a 3-6 record, I do believe Trevor Lawrence is making huge strides in this offense. They're competing. They just came back against a pretty good, somewhat Raiders team. 27 unanswered points to win the game. Trevor Lawrence and the offense are pretty darn good. They're getting better each and every week. And many people discredit Trevor Lawrence because of what he did in his rookie season. But if you compare his numbers from last year to now, completely night and day. The Colts, guys, the Colts need help offensively. Sam Ehlinger, now that Matt Ryan has been benched for the rest of the year, Sam Ehlinger is going to take a hold of this team. He is going to make a lot of mistakes. Maybe he is the franchise quarterback, but for now, I just don't see any of these bottom three teams making the playoffs, and the Titans have the best defense in the NFL with the 5-3 record. They just lost to the Chiefs, but I do believe they will probably most likely win this division as well. No real big ifs, ands, or buts. The AFC North, Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. The Steelers, we won't talk about them, just don't feel like they're going to make the playoffs at all. The Browns, it's kind of iffy because they're ups and downs. Week 11, Deshaun Watson will be back. So will that make a huge difference in this win category with a 3-5 record right now? The Bengals are clicking, guys. Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon just scored 5 touchdowns last week. That's going to be a huge thing, guys, because Joe Burrows, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, you cannot discredit or not even give props to this Bengals offense. The only team that may compete and win this division is the Baltimore Ravens. Never count out Lamar Jackson, even though his passing abilities has been up and down week after week. His running abilities stay consistent. If not, they get better after every week. Guys, what are you guys saying about the Ravens winning that division? And the last division, guys, the AFC East. This is the toughest division, honestly. This is probably the only division that has all the teams in a positive record. Buffalo Bills, Jets, Dolphins, and the Patriots. The Bills are 6-2, Jets 6-3, Miami Dolphins are 6-3, and the Patriots are 5-4. Any of these teams could win this division. You see there's a 3-way tie at the top. The Patriots are behind by 1 game. The offense for basically all these teams except the Jets and the Patriots are pretty darn good. The Jets and the Patriots defense is extraordinary. Sauce Gardner for the Jets is amazing. The Patriots, guys, whenever playoff time comes, Bill Belichick always has these schemes to keep the offenses on edge. The Bills, high-powered offense, they just lost to the Jets. That tells you how good the Jets defense is, but never count on Josh Allen. And for the Miami Dolphins, they have a stellar offense. Tua, in my opinion, should be probably headlining the MVP race. He is 6-0 in every time he starts a game. And now, guys, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle are front runners. Basically, they compete for most receiving yards in the season. The Miami Dolphins offense is great. The bad thing is their defense sucks. Their defense needs help. Yes, they just got Bradley Chubb from the Broncos, but can he make a huge push and the difference? And this is the playoff picture. The Buffalo Bills for the AFC are clearly number 1. The Chiefs are number 2. The Ravens are number 3, and the Titans are number 4. But the Jets, Dolphins, and the Chargers are right there competing. The Jets and Dolphins may be flip-flopping with the Bills every now and then. And the ones on the bubble, guys, the Patriots, Bengals, Colts, right? That's the AFC side. For the NFC side, we clearly have the Philadelphia Eagles at 8-0, but the Minnesota Vikings, guys, they are right there at 7-1. The Seattle Seahawks, guys, have taken charge. I'm telling you, the Seattle Seahawks are a team to be reckoned with. They could be a dark horse in the NFC at number 3 with 6-3. The Bucks finally got their 4th spot back, going up 6 spots here in the power rankings with a 4-5 record. Cowboys are 6-2, the Giants are 6-2, and the Niners are 4-4. But with the bubble, the Falcons, Commanders, and the Rams, let me know what you guys think about these power rankings. Let me know what you guys think about these playoff pictures. Is your team gonna make the playoffs, and what does your team need to do in order to make these playoffs and make the final push and to make the season? Yes, I know the season is only weeks away. The playoffs are weeks away. We want to see Rihanna at the Super Bowl. I get it. But guys, we have to get through the season first. And if teams are not getting W's right now, they may not make it. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to subscribe down to the channel. Hit that like button. I'll have my Twitch down below. I do stream. I play Madden. So let's go. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, I have my Patreon down below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great time. See you guys next time, and peace.